But now we're going to continue our reaction to what was a devastating opener in England's, the Lionesses' bid to go back-to-back in the Euros. And after that 2-1 defeat to France, Sarina Wiegman spoke to talkSPORT's Courtney Sweetman-Kirk after the game last night, and the England manager believed the defeat was self-inflicted.
I think we caused ourselves a bit of problems. We know what their strengths are, and we played too many short passes, and where they could put pressure on, and then when we would get out, then we were a bit too sloppy on the ball, and especially when it's on your own half, they become really dangerous, and we had to get that right and do better. We did have moments in the second half. We couldn't harm them that much, and I think when we scored the corner, that helped us, and we tried to force a goal, and I think we were really close, but we didn't get it across the line.
Scott, there's a lot has been made about the Lionesses heading into this tournament, hasn't there? You know, we've seen Millie Bright essentially, with refusing to play, or saying that she's not able to represent the Lionesses. We've seen Mary Earps, who, by the way, an absolute Notts legend. From my perspective, she again, not wanting to be called up. There's been lots of questions around Sarina Wiegman. There's been murmurs of discontent within the camp. She's had an absolutely incredible 4 years in charge of the Lionesses, but maybe there's a feeling at the minute that she's taken them as far as she can. Is it wrong to question whether a manager of any team has a shelf life at this point?
Look, I don't think it's wrong to question whether a manager has a shelf life, but she's lost one game, And when it comes to the Euros, as Jordan was saying before, she was in charge of the Netherlands, where they won 6 out of 6 and won the Euros, then 6 out of 6 for England as well. I think there's nothing wrong in questioning in terms of substitutions and obviously team selection as well. And I think we've had that before, haven't we, with Gareth Southgate?
Well, I was going to say, yeah.
Not making the subs in time. And it feels like she's always seemed to handle the pressure really well. And Gareth, to be fair, has as well. But, when you think about the 60 million England managers out there who all think they can do a really good job and a better job, I wonder whether sometimes after a while the pressure just weighs heavier and heavier. And then you just almost go back to what you feel you can trust rather than actually, let's be quite bold here. I'm fascinated.
But I think at the minute, is that working? You read out earlier when we were speaking to Jordan Nobbs, former Lioness, how the form has dipped recently, and that comes when Sarina Wiegman's approach hasn't changed, trusting the experienced ones. And I just sort of feel in the football landscape we're in now, we saw the toll that it took on Gareth Southgate, the amount of criticism he got for picking his favourites, whether it's, Kyle Walker, Harry Maguire, etc. And ultimately that didn't work out for him. It has for Wiegman. She's won the Euros. Yeah. She's got, I think probably more trust in the football in public. But clearly, she's starting Beth Mead, not Chloe Kelly. When you look at Arsenal, Chloe Kelly starts ahead of Beth Mead. Do you think there will come a point in this tournament, and I mean now, because she has to win the next game, where she shakes it up, or do you think she's going to stick to her guns?
Well, look, I don't think she seems to be a manager who will absolutely make wholesale changes. I think she may make one or two, and Jordan alluded to that as well. But I do also think it's so social media and modern day society to absolutely jump on someone when they've lost their first game.
Yeah,
don't get me wrong, it was a bad loss, and it's amazing how goals do change games. A bit of a cliche, but it's right. Lauren James in the first minute or so, if her strike in the box is on target and a goal, suddenly you're in control of the tempo of the game. The offside, I'm still looking at the offside.
I don't understand.
I still don't know how that's given offside, but computer says no, clearly.
Yeah.
So, little things like that, you do need a little bit of luck. But now the pressure is on. Look, she's been there before. That's the thing. You do need that experience. You can't just go 100% right. We're going to chuck all these players out and bring these ones in. But there are some people knocking at the door, and I do think she has to make changes.
Well, Scott, you say she's been there before. This is an interesting stat. In 26 tournament matches before last night, Wiegman had only ever lost twice, both in finals. I'm not trying to take away from that incredible record, but ultimately we don't really know how she responds to defeats in tournaments. Do you know what I mean? So this is new ground for Wiegman because she's got such fantastic pedigree.
I know what you're saying, but how good is that she doesn't know what it's like to react after defeats? I mean, look, we've got a defeat now, and she has to, and she realises it's boom or bust now in this one. Again, you said it earlier, and I said it this morning on the All Access podcast. I try to turn negative into a positive, and I say, right, okay, it's brought forward a game early, or maybe even 2 games early. We're now at the knockout stages after one match. You have to go and win this, and sometimes that can actually battle harden you. When you get through that one, you don't really want that experience as a player or as a manager to know, oh my goodness me, we could be out at these group stages and not even go through. It was said before it's the group of death. I think it's already shown that to be the case, but they have to step up. There's no doubt about it. I mean, fullbacks, Lucy Bronze obviously is an excellent fullback. She found it tough. Jess Carter found it tough as well. So it'll be interesting to see what happens, certainly in the left back area. But I also think the players need to step up.
Yeah.
You know, we mentioned a few of them not 100% fit. Well, fitness-wise, they would have got a lot out of that. But also mentally, you know, the women's side have absolutely got the respect they deserve and what they've done and to get to the World Cup final, to win the Euros.
Yeah,
with that comes pressure and responsibility, and they've got to be able to handle that. I think they can. I think they'll go to the next game and win the next game, and I think we'll go, you know, hopefully then go on and beat Wales and almost develop as a tournament. How many times do we see that?
Yeah,
teams that win tournaments, they develop along the way.
They've shown the Lionesses constantly that they've got the metal, they've got the bottle that arguably the men's team don't have. And of course, we're looking forward to that must-win game on Wednesday. A reminder, it's live on talkSPORT, England versus Netherlands from 5 p.m. But